So Liverpool get us underway then here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal are looking to get back to winning ways after back-to-back draws in the Women's Super League. Liverpool are still searching for the winning formula. Gareth Taylor's side yet to earn 3 points this league season. But a draw last time out against champions Chelsea will have given them confidence that they can go toe-to-toe with the very best. And forward come Arsenal straight away. Smith, Mornham goes for goal, and it's straight into the gloves of Faye Kirby.
Well, it's going to be a difficult day for Hannah Silcock here, making her debut on that side. You can see Olivia Smith is playing down that left-hand side, and everybody knows just exactly what she can do to the experienced defenders. Difficult job in all for Liverpool here today.
And that Arsenal left-hand side, Taylor Hines and Olivia Smith, well, they were playing at Liverpool last season, and they are a big loss to this Liverpool squad.
They are, and plenty of losses there for Liverpool. We've got 10 injured players, and at least 8 of them would be very likely to start for Gareth Taylor. Really difficult time for Liverpool, very, very limited. And, you know, it's just about getting through this period into Christmas, because as soon as that January window opens, you can be sure Liverpool will be very, very busy.
Caldente tries to nudge the ball forward, goes out for an Arsenal throw, and she won the Nations League with Spain over the international break. Here is Steph Catley, who was celebrated ahead of kickoff for making her 150th appearance for Arsenal recently in the 0-0 draw against Tottenham. And Caldente in an offside position.
You could just see Liverpool already dropping into that 5, the back, trying to cover those spaces in wide areas. And they have been a little bit suspect back there this season. They like to jump out, they like to go at the players, creating really big gaps, and that is something you cannot do against a team like Arsenal, so they're going to have to be very, very vigilant back there.
Wubben-Moy. Back with Catley, who in the absence of Leah Williamson and Kim Little captains Arsenal. Arsenal fans will be very pleased to see Williamson and Little back on the bench, particularly Williamson, who's not played a minute in this season for Arsenal since recovering from a knee injury that she picked up with England winning the Euros.
Absolutely. Seems like an age since we've seen Leah on the pitch, and she's one of the fans' favourites, so that'll be good news for everybody in that stadium today.
And here is the debutante, Annika Borber, signed in the summer on a free after leaving Wolfsburg. 15 appearances for the She-Wolves last season, so she's played at a decent level, but it's a big moment, her debut here at the Emirates.
It is, and you know, Wolfsburg is a big club. Arsenal's bigger, let's be honest. But she has got experience in Champions League, playing against the likes of Barca. So it's not as if she's coming in here fresh face, so to speak. She has got the experience.
Hines slides it into the channel for Smith. And the Canadians got green grass to run into. Still going, Smith. To Hines. Caldente delivers it goalwards, out by Jenna Clark. Emily Fox now. Bounces back to Beth Mead, who had a good international break with England, scored 2 goals at Wembley. And her record for England really is fantastic. 39 goals in 78 caps.
Out-and-out goal scorer, isn't she? I feel like her record would be even better if she got more minutes with Arsenal. She is one of those players that tend to be subbed or not start. I'm sure that can't be good for her.
Brilliant penetrating run from Olivia Smith and felled by Silcock.
And this is where the Liverpool defenders do have to be a little bit careful, because it's very early on in the game. We're not hitting the 5-minute mark yet. And that could have been a little bit cynical, that foul, but it could be the only way to stop her.
In a decent place now for Arsenal to take a shot at goal. Rousseau leaves it for Beth Mead. Here's Beth Mead, flicked in and initially dropped by Kirby, but she gets it back.
Ooh, that's a little bit worrying going in there. It took a while for Kirby to come and collect that, and she collected it quite low down, so I fear that Arsenal could have got in there.
Still a young goalkeeper, Faye Kirby, only 21 years of age. This is actually just her 9th WSL appearance, so she's not got bags of experience, and was playing for England recently, England under-23s, against the USA in Accrington on a miserable Monday night.
But she, you know, whatever about outfielders and the amount of outfielders, 9 injured outfielders for Liverpool, to have a goalkeeper injured is huge as well. And Rafaela Borgrafe injured, Kirby coming in, doing okay.
Smith driving at Silcock, ball across, blocked. Arsenal corner, first corner of the game.
Just getting in down that left-hand side, aren't they? And you can see Mariona Caldente drifting from the centre over there, just creating overloads. Look at that space in behind as Liverpool are covering those channels.
Be a hint of offside in that attack. Beth Mead to deliver. In swinging corner, met well by Ruben Moy, but comfortable catch for Kirby.
Always difficult when you have to step out to try and get any kind of direction on a header, but Liverpool are doing okay. The 2 set pieces they've dealt with.
Jenna Clark captaining Liverpool today. Emily Fox and Taylor Hines have switched with the American out at left back and Hines in at right back. I wonder if that's just a temporary move or a tactical plan.
It can happen. It can happen after a set piece. It's probably the 2 of those are defending, the rest defends back there, and it's just how they've ended up. And with players that Arsenal have, they can play in all positions, so there might not be in any rush to get back into their positions.
Is Kyra Cooney-Cross, who scored an absolute screamer for Australia in the international break recently. But for a lot of these players who've been away with their countries, some of them as far as Australia, there's a hard job coming straight back in as Rousseau's into the penalty area, gets the ball across. Smith takes a touch and flick goalwards. Comfortable again for Kirby.
Yeah, too easy from Liverpool. There is no pressure on the ball, so they have to drift back, but then they all get drawn to the ball here, where Rousseau just pulls it across. You can see they've just gone too far, too deep. Not enough balance in that box, in that area to clear it. You have to be careful about that, because if anyone's going to find those spaces and free players, it is going to be a team like Arsenal.
Here's Cornelia Capox. Liverpool yet to have a touch in Arsenal's penalty box.
I really think Liverpool, just looking at that table, it's incredible to see them, those results so low down, and thinking, where are they going to claw themselves back to, because they have to do it soon. I do think they're finding it very difficult to adapt to Gareth Taylor's style. We all know what style it is. He likes possession-based football. his system usually is a 4-2-3-1, very possessive, possession-based, likes to play with a creative 10. Had to change the system a little bit for these players. But I do fear that if they don't sign some big names in January, and more than 2 players, they are going to find this season very, very difficult. It's so strange to see them at the bottom of the table like that.
One thing going in their favour is they do have a game in hand on a lot of the teams in the league. Them and Aston Villa still need to play the game that was postponed,
which will be done before Christmas. So that will be very telling.
And in fact, they play Aston Villa next in the Women's Super League, Liverpool. And that's away in Birmingham.
Really important game.
Brilliant forward ball for Smith. Against Parry. Really good from Lucy Parry, wins the free kick as well.
Excellent. Excellent from her. We talk about these players, but they don't have many minutes. To be told you're starting a game at the Emirates against Arsenal, against Olivia Smith, who you know to be one of the best in the world, is very difficult. But she did well there, Parry.
Yeah, this is her first WSL minutes as the ball's played over, and here's Piotr Olsen. Out comes Annika Borba. Olsen's past her, and Catley will clean up.
Well, this is exactly what they can do, and we've seen it against Chelsea, didn't we? That transition, that break, and it's just a simple ball over the top. Not quite sure what Steph Catley was doing there, but if there's one player you want on the ball, it is that player, Piotr Olsen. What a player she's been for Liverpool. Just seems to get a bit of a knock there from the keeper, Borba, but nothing given.
And that, very risky, because if Borba had taken her out, could have been a red card. Here come Arsenal, though. Beth Mead up against Woodham, tries to find Mornham. She does, but it's wide. Back to Smith. Arsenal's only other goalkeeper on the bench is an academy graduate, Lydiard, so that moment there, a really big sliding doors moment. Had Borba had taken Olsen out and got sent off, well, Arsenal could be looking at playing an academy graduate for the next couple of games in the Women's Super League.
Incredible that Arsenal, like club the size of it, still short on goalkeepers. How many times have we spoke about that? About the shortage of goalkeepers and the worry that would be if one of them got injured.
They don't make them like you anymore, do they, Emma?
Not resilient enough like us back in the day.
Arsenal are, of course, missing Zinsberger. She's out with a torn ACL, so she's not going to be here for the rest of the season. Renée Sleggers was asked ahead of this game about whether they will dip into the market in January, and she said that they would for a goalkeeper. They need to.
Absolutely. And it should have been done before, because, you know, there were rumours that Zinsberger was going to leave anyway, so I'm sure they've got one lined up already.
Another corner for Arsenal. Different variation. Here's Caldente. Towards the back post and off the woodwork from Ruben Moy. Back in from Russo. And Mornham well off target with that header, and the flag up against her anyway.
Yes, those situations that Liverpool have to do better. They've conceded too many silly goals this season. And from a set piece, that can't happen. Look at the amount of space and time edge of the box has. And then to be allowed to deliver the ball in there, where Liverpool have their players, where they've zonal overloads, that just cannot happen.
Not far away from Lotte Wubben-Moy. A player that didn't start in Arsenal's first 4 games of the season, but with that injury to Katie Reid, Williamson being out, she's been finding herself getting a lot of minutes.
And she's been doing well. She's been good on the ball, Lotte.
Brilliant ball to find Emily Fox. Red shirts in the penalty area waiting for it. Beth Mead waits for the run. In by Mead towards Rousseau. Met by Silcock though. And Silcock just to get it clear. Still Arsenal come though. Fox, Caldente. Mead. Arsenal toying with Liverpool.
Well, they're walking, aren't they? I do worry about Liverpool's left-hand side with Mia Enderby in her position. She's going to be asked to defend a lot in this game, and I'm not sure that's her strength.
Brilliant run and strike from Olivia Smith, and she scores against her former side to break the deadlock. Brilliant individual goal, and it's Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0.
And she doesn't celebrate, does she? But it was coming. You see them hit the woodwork just a few minutes before that. Not enough in aggressive defending, trying to stop the crosses in, trying to win the ball back, but it goes all the way out to Olivia Smith. Just takes on 3 players, 4 players, nobody closing her down. Way too much time and space. And she is definitely going to take those chances.
And that ends a little goal drought that she had. Hasn't scored in the last 7 WSL appearances, but gets one now against her former side. Her last goal coming here on opening day at the Emirates. She likes her long-range effort in North London. And Arsenal lead by goal to nil.
Yeah, definitely deserved. But obviously the moment's passed now, but I just want to bring attention to Alessia Russo's run, because that is very, very key in creating that space for Smith, just trying to drag Jenna Clark away, and she does so successfully. And it's those moments that sometimes we miss from Russo. You know, we might be talking about her scoring goals all the time, but she does a lot for the team.
Very nearly broke for Olsen there. Still Liverpool come. One back well by Caldente. And that goal, a moment of individual brilliance, is what Arsenal signed Olivia Smith for. They play a lot of intricate passing football, but sometimes you need someone that's just going to pick it up, dribble past everyone and bang it in the back of the net.
Absolutely. And the fact that she's got lightning pace doesn't harm either, does it? That's always helpful to have.
Arsenal with 5 shots so far in the game, Liverpool with none. Liverpool yet to offer much in terms of attacking threat. That one opportunity where Olsen was played in over the top. But Liverpool do have that, and that's how they scored against Chelsea last time out in the WSL. Forward ball, Olsen onto it, breezed past Millie Bright. So Arsenal need to be aware of that.
For sure. And another good thing that Liverpool have is I do like their press. I do think they're well organised, and you can just see there when Borbo's on the ball, she couldn't really find the short option, and that is down to how Liverpool are set up, and that's a really, really good shape from them.
Gareth Taylor described Björte Olsen as a pressing machine ahead of kick-off. Liverpool have had the ball mainly in and around their own defensive third, so Olsen has been a bit of a spare part up front. And it's gifted straight back to the Gunners. Arsenal's 16 points from 9 games. This stage of the season is their worst at this stage of the WSL campaign since 2014. It has not been a good start for the Gunners, and unless they put together a winning run, Emma Byrne, they're going to be out of the title race well before the end of the season.
That hurts me to hear it, it really does, but you're right, and I don't think we're talking enough about that. The fact is that they just won the Champions League, the best team in Europe. They beat Barca and beat Barca well. To come into this season and not be successful, it's just mind-boggling for me. And you know, I actually think it's something to do with the consistency of the team, the consistency of the starting 11, the substitutes, because it's got a fantastic squad, don't get me wrong, and you can afford to play different players, but you have got a winning formula there, and you've proved that in May, and we just haven't seen it. And you know, they could be out of the Champions League, whatever about not winning the league, which of course is a huge motivation for them, and to be quite honest, if you ask me, they should be challenging for the league. But the fact is, at the moment, they could be out of Champions League.
And how much of a miss has Leah Williamson been?
Yeah, she's a huge miss. You know, she's such a leader. As I said, Lotte Ruben-Moy has done very, very well, but it's very different in terms of leadership, in terms of confidence, instilling that confidence in the team around you and the players. And that is definitely what Leah does, including with England as well.
And the increased volume from the crowd indicates that she's warming up. Big grin on her face. Must be great to get back to full fitness. No player likes to be in the physio room.
I don't know about that, Flo. I knew a few.
Caldente. Mead with acres of space. Out comes Woodham. And it comes from Bethany. Brilliant cross. Cleared only so far as former Liverpool vice-captain Taylor Hines. And that Arsenal left-hand side is almost trolling Liverpool, isn't it? The two former
both
Liverpool
sides,
players.
Both sides. You know, the wide areas are being completely exposed for Liverpool, and it's, you know, the way they're set up, it's exactly what they're trying to eradicate. They're playing 5 at the back, so they're trying to stop them playing through the channels. The problem is that space in front of those wing backs. You know, the likes of Beth Mead and Olivia Smith are just dropping in. Those pockets are open, and Arsenal are finding a lot of joy there.
Arsenal captain Kim Little also back. She missed the last 4 games for Arsenal. Arsenal have only managed to win 1 of those games.
That says everything, doesn't it?
As Liverpool try and play out from the back. And they do so successfully. Look at the defensive stats then. Arsenal haven't had to do much defending, Liverpool have.
Oh, it looks good for Liverpool, doesn't it, those numbers?
Smith's ball a little overhit for Russo.
It's interesting, speaking about stats and basically ball possession in games, and Liverpool are quite low, as you'd expect from the results, but you know, Gareth Taylor is a manager and a coach who's very used to having those stats much higher for his team. His teams are usually in possession, they have the ball, and it's about breaking teams down, and it's completely different now.
Enderby trying to chase the loose ball. Oh, Fox comes away with it brilliantly. Into Mornham, whose touch can only take it into Silcock, and that's a back pass. Or not, according to the referee.
Oh, referee. I'm not sure about that.
The crowd show what they think of that. Kirsty Dowell happy that it was an accidental touch.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's a very obvious back pass. I'm not sure.
I think you can tell from the reaction from Hannah Silcock as well. She put her head in the hands, but well, perhaps a little fortunate to get away with that one.
Dear, dear.
Do you ever pick up any poor back passes as a goalkeeper?
I can't say I have, because nobody was allowed to touch that ball in that area if I was in there. But I can tell you a story about Anita Sante one time. She actually caught the ball in the penalty box. That's for another day, though.
Going after your job.
She didn't catch it that cleanly.
Silcock clears. As things stand, Liverpool 2 points behind nearest side West Ham, who picked up a couple of points recently, got their first win of the campaign last time out. Massive relief for Rhian Skinner. Liverpool really need to start getting points. Here comes Emily Fox, spotted the run of Smith, brilliant ball. Here is Olivia Smith, gets it onto that wand, and it's cleared by Clark. Behind for a corner.
It's a great ball from Emily Fox, and she does that so well, doesn't she? That just brings the ball infield. Look at that space just opening up, nobody going anywhere near. She could have taken the ball on a little bit more, but it's a great ball from her. Just Liverpool just really look all over the place back there. It's way too easy for these Arsenal players.
Arsenal smell blood here. Corner short, Caldente, back to Mead, in-swinger, break for Hines, cleared by Woodham. Emily Fox again, who's one of 4 outfield players for Arsenal with 1,000+ minutes so far this campaign. Also recently nominated for the USA Player of the Year, which is tough award to win. So many talented players from America, of course.
Oh, she deserves it. She has been excellent for club and country, so consistent. I don't think I know a better right back.
Good challenge there, though, by Gemma Evans. Played 90 minutes in both Wales games. Evans over the break. I never know if that's good for a player in terms of giving them momentum and rhythm, or there'll be tired legs out there.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the games, doesn't it, and who they're playing. And for Wales, like Ireland, every game's going to be challenging at that level. But you're right, it's a difficult moment for clubs when there's international football, and obviously it's needed. We need to work with our international players, but it is difficult, and the schedule is pretty hectic as it is.
And lots of games before the Christmas break as well. League Cup, Champions League, for those that are in it. WSL, as Russo tries the ball goal, and that was meant to be a cross, but it lands on the roof of the net.
Again, just creating those overloads out there. Liverpool are a bit slow to react, but yeah, you're right, Flo. I think that was definitely meant to be a cross.
Four goals in her last 3 for club and country for Alessia Russo. Got 2 last time out for Arsenal against Real Madrid. 2 brilliant headers to help them to come from behind to get back to winning ways. Arsenal have struggled this season, but she personally has not. She's been brilliant.
She is brilliant. She's an absolutely brilliant player, and I've touched on it earlier in the game of her work rate and what she does off the ball and what she does for her teammates, creating those spaces, those tiny details, again, that you might not recognise, but little runs, just blocking players, blocking spaces, and she's excellent. And out of possession, can I just say, so important for Arsenal to have a player in a number 9 position that's good out of possession, and she's excellent.
Smith, heavy touch, allows Silcock to clear. Olivia Smith's goal, the difference between these two sides as we approach the half-an-hour mark.
Gareth Taylor will be really happy if they can keep it at 1-0 going in to the break, and you can see that that's what they are trying to do. They're just in a low block, trying to block the spaces, trying to keep Arsenal at bay. It's these moments when they're a little bit higher up that can cause a problem, just create a little bit more gaps.
Enderby, around the corner for Olsen. Olsen through on goal, finds the bottom corner, Liverpool are level. First real chance for Liverpool, and it's finished by their star striker, Bjorta Olsen.
Well, they should be celebrating that goal. They absolutely should be, because that has come out of absolutely nowhere. I spoke about Liverpool out of possession and how well they're set up, and you can see Borbet trying to find that space into Russo. They win it back. She's completely onside. It's a great run. Catley trying to keep her off, but she still had work to do here. It's an absolutely brilliant finish from Olsen. It's good from Liverpool, just picking up the seconds. It's a great ball from Enderby, first time round the corner. It's a good finish.
Goals in 3 consecutive WSL appearances for Bjorta Olsen. She is single-handedly helping Liverpool have a chance this season in the WSL.
She is looking like a player, isn't she? And you know, I'm sure it's difficult in that dressing room. I'm sure it's difficult at the club with the results, and you know, looking at the team and looking at the injury list just piling up. You think everything's going against you, but you can look at this player, Bjorta Olsen, and think there is our lifeline right there. She's going to be a huge player for them.
Quarter of an hour till half-time, and Gareth Taylor did say ahead of this game that Olsen and Capox, the 2 Swedish attackers, weren't away with their national side over the break, so they had time to work on the training ground, and that's probably been very useful and productive for Taylor and for Liverpool as a whole.
Absolutely, but why in the world was Olsen not away with her national team?
And Arsenal find themselves back level. Remember, they drew their last 2 WSL games, a 0-0, rather drab 0-0 in the North London derby against Spurs, and before that a 1-1 with Chelsea. And does that perhaps sum up Arsenal's season so far, Emma Byrne?
It's just disappointing, you know, because I'm watching the games and they look superior. They do everything right. They just don't put games to bed. And, you know, they just don't seem to be able to turn the screw when they can. And I'm talking about the Chelsea game as well. I thought they were a superior team. I thought they were the team that should have won, that looked like they were going to win. But Chelsea just know how to stay in games, don't they? And they've proven that over the last 5 years. But Arsenal, it's where it can be quite frustrating because they should be winning these games. And, you know, it's moments, it's key moments in the game that either they switch off, that changes are made, or whatever it is, it's just not going right for them. And this game looks very similar.
Games seem to drift away from them, and they're just not clinical in the way that they used to be, particularly under Renée Slegers at the start of her Arsenal career, her Arsenal management career. And in fact, at the start of this season, Arsenal scored 9 goals in their first 2 WSL games, but since then and before this game, they'd only netted 9 times in 7 matches.
But the problem is they could score those goals. They have the opportunities, they do create. And look, these are the creation rates here. The shot, Arsenal 6 shots on target 4. That actually sounds like Liverpool have defended well and Faye Kirby has done well. It's not the case, it's Arsenal who have not scored, who have not punished them.
Whereas Liverpool have scored with their only effort on goal. And here is their goal scorer, Olsen.
I feel sometimes that Arsenal nearly have too many options, right? Because you can see down their right-hand side, every time they get down there, they're successful, whether they get a cross in, they create overloads, but they also can go through the middle, through the left side. Obviously, they can do that. But where they are most effective, can they be more repetitious? Can they really punish teams where they're getting success on the pitch?
Here's Woodham. Finds Mia Enderby. Into the penalty area, ball across to Olsen. And just enough done by Ruben Moy. A half chance for Liverpool, though.
Yeah, and that's going to create confidence as well for Liverpool, which is what they need, because it's difficult when you're setting up in a low block quite defensively. And of course they have to set up at the Emirates against Arsenal like that. But the mental side of it is, how are we going to get out of here? We can defend this, but how are we going to create numbers up when we win the ball back? And scoring a goal like that certainly doesn't cause any problems for them. It'll certainly help them.
Arsenal yet to really respond since a Liverpool leveller. massively pressing, a bit of a mid-block from Arsenal, and it's played through with ease. Here's Capox, space out on that right-hand side for Parry. Silcock on the overlapping run. And it goes to Silcock. Her ball across, out by Catley. Straight back to the Liverpool player, Nagano even. Ten minutes to go now till half-time. And Liverpool looking a little more confident now they've got the level up.
Yeah, they do, don't they? They're keeping the ball well. This must be the longest period of time that they've had the ball. Certainly the most number of passes they've been able to keep the ball.
Nice ball over the top looking for Olsen. Catley should be able to see that out of play. She does for a goal kick.
I mean, it's just a great option to have, to be able to play that into the space in behind your opposition. Obviously you want to play those short, sharp passes to maintain possession, but when you've got that option, you just stretch the opposition, which in turn will create those spaces in the middle.
7 goals scored in 5 games for Liverpool in all competitions now for Jota Olsen. Beth Mead.
A lot of WSL teams are looking to the Swedish leagues and the Scandinavian leagues for their players now. And that's where Olsen has come from, Kristianstad, which is interesting because usually we talk about the Germans, the Americans. Swedish players can hold their own, certainly in the WSL.
Nagano, space for Enderby out on this left-hand side. She's picked out brilliantly. Here is Mia Enderby up against Wooben Moy. Cuts inside, good block from the England centre-back, but the effort and blocked again by Taylor Hines. And it's Arsenal who are on the back foot here. Russo trying to get past Evans, and Arsenal's counter doesn't come off.
But again, it looked a little bit lethargic, didn't it? Usually when Arsenal win the ball back, it's extremely quick, especially when you've got quick players on the pitch like that.
And back to Olsen, we speak about how good she is and Swedish football, and I'm not an expert on international Swedish football, but Stina Blackstenius is a player that's playing for Sweden. She's on Arsenal's bench. Olsen's playing today, and she's scoring.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you're comparing, you know, night and day there in terms of teams. Blackstenius is a really experienced player, goal scorer, someone you know that you can rely on and just bring on or start, and she just fits into that Sweden, you know, system so well. And I have a feeling this is Olsen's season, this is where she's shining, and I don't think it'll be too long till we see her in that squad, because other than Blackstenius, Sweden would struggle a little bit for strikers. Well, you've got Rolfo, I suppose, who can play that position, and you know, they do have players, but Olsen looks like she's coming into form.
Blackstenius did, of course, score the goal in the Champions League final, so
she can never do any wrong after that.
To Mornham, it's a poor pass back to Fox, and Enderby now has to come away with it. Mead doesn't win the throw-in.
I think Mornham's been very, very quiet this half. We haven't really spoke about her, and I do think it's because Arsenal are playing down the wings a lot, so she'll be just occupying space in there, but she is usually one of the ones that we see taken off, and perhaps that could be half-time.
Rain starting to come down in North London. That is one criticism I have seen levelled at Arsenal and René Slagers this season. They haven't really quite got the midfield right.
Well, it doesn't help that Kim Little has been injured. She is an unbelievable player for them, you know, and they're so used to her there, but it's difficult when she's out. I just think, personally, I think the problem is the consistency, the consistent 11. And I do think that's really important for this team.
Cooney Cross has also had quite a quiet game so far. Brilliant diagonal ball out to Smith, cut out by Silcock. And it is Liverpool who look like they're in the ascendancy now they've levelled.
Well, they certainly look a lot more comfortable, don't they? And they're just being given that time and space, and they were really, really shaky at the start. But they're just enjoying possession a lot more now, and it just takes the pressure off them a little bit.
5 minutes till half-time. Arsenal, of course, have options on the bench should they want to change things. Liverpool, less so. Only 5 players on the bench for them. In fact, they've got more bench staff than they do substitute players.
Nearly double. Nearly double the staff.
Into Nagano. Very nearly has it nicked off her toe by Caldente. Throwing for Arsenal.
And you can see her speaking to Faye Kirby there, telling her she doesn't want it, don't give it to her. Caldente is right behind her and she's asking her to go longer.
Here's Caldente. Finds Mornham. Nice pass out to Mead. Better fluency from Arsenal. That's a poor ball though. Easily cleared by Evans. And another misplaced pass from Wubben-Moy.
Yeah, so it's just moments like that, isn't it, that can be quite frustrating in Arsenal's point of view. It does look a little bit lethargic, and this is what happens. If players are tired, they start giving the ball away, silly balls. But all credit to Liverpool for when they do win it back, just keeping it when they don't go long.
Cooney cross. Wubben-Moy. Brilliant ball over the top. Caldente trying to get in. Out by Clark. Collected by Smith.
Clark did really well there because you could see Caldente running right from midfield. She just tracked her across there following that run.
Fox darting infield. Space out on the right. Arsenal switch the point of attack out to the left. Caldente still going. Mornham leaves it for Mead. Now is Mornham. Ball across. Out by Nagano. Well, one back by Cooney Cross. Arsenal putting the pressure on. Ball all the way through to Kirby though, and Beth Mead just looks to the sky in frustration.
Yeah, you can see here that Liverpool are really stretched. It's Lily Woodham that's coming back and doing all the defensive work there, but she's up against two. She's up against an overload, and either Gemma Evans or Mia Enderby need to get back and help her out, because at the moment it's too much for Woodham.
Here is Woodham again. Back to Evans, who goes long under pressure. Well dealt with by Wubben-Moy, who looks like she's trying to make things happen for Arsenal with those long forward diagonal balls. Free kick for the foul on Caldente.
And Liverpool just have to see it out, because they certainly won't want to see this again. And even more time and space from this angle. I have to say, Faye Kirby might be a little bit disappointed with that.
Here's Russo. Brilliant ball across, punched out by Kirby. And will it spin out for a corner? No, it won't. Rather unfortunately goes off Smith, and Liverpool throw in.
Can't let that ball come in like that. I think it was Jenna Clark who had to make her way out there against Russo. That has to be stopped right there. But in fairness, Faye Kirby does okay getting that away.
Caldente. Cooney cross. Cries of shoot. She obliges, but it's blocked by Clark. And Catley fouls Capox. 1 minute of injury time on the end of the first half.
I really wasn't expecting it to be this close from the first 10 minutes of this game. Liverpool have done really, really well. They're just holding tight there, just trying to stop Arsenal from getting down those channels, and I think they've done it relatively well considering.
Faye Kirby to captain Jenna Clark. Maybe one last Liverpool attack, but it's headed out by Catley. And the referee brings the first half to a close then. Well, it's a similar story for Arsenal. It started brightly, brilliant individual goal from Olivia Smith against her former side. And they looked like Arsenal were going to have an easy day of it until Bjorta Olsen latched on and scored to get Liverpool level. Half-time, Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1.
To get something from the game, and that happens to teams because they do have to fight a little bit more and protect each other.
Arsenal get us back underway then, 1-1 as the second half starts. Arsenal have options on the bench that they can bring on to change the game. Liverpool with fewer options in number and arguably in quality as well. No changes at half-time though from Renée Slegers or from Gareth Taylor. As Mornham comes forward for Arsenal. And Olivia Smith's got loads of space down that left-hand side. She wasn't played in though, and that's a poor ball really from Taylor Hines. And Arsenal have an opportunity on the attack and they're a bit wasteful.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that ball should have been played in by Mornham much earlier. I was really shocked at how much space Olivia Smith had there, especially how Liverpool are set up. Look, you can see just to the edge of the picture there, there's 5 back. And still Olivia Smith had that much time, but the ball was played way too late by Mornham and then given away by Hines.
Olivia Smith signed in the summer, of course, for a lot of money from Liverpool. Scored today, that's 2 WSL goals for her. She's not always started or always played every minute for Arsenal. And is it fair to say Arsenal are still adjusting to her as a player and how she fits into their side?
Well, they just have such an unbelievable squad that they're just probably trying to ease her in. She is the future. You know, she's a different type of player than what Arsenal usually go for. She's a runner, she's pacey, she's, you know, she'll get on the end of those balls, and they're usually the players that we played against, to be quite honest. But to get players in, intricate players, the likes of Mariana Caldente is a perfect example. Just likes to build, likes to create those triangles, likes to keep the ball. So Smith does give, you know, a different option. So it just depends on the type of game, I guess.
Hines, another summer recruit, heads it forward. Here is Cooney cross. He tries to let it run across her, but Woodham's there to snatch it off her. Nagano, experienced Japanese international. Woodham's making a forward run. Here's Enderby. Nagano again. Cut out by Ruben Moy, who won't be able to prevent the corner.
It's good play from Liverpool. And you can see them trying to build on that left-hand side, and Lily Woodham, their left wing-back, comes right inside and just gives that extra option. Just testing Arsenal back line and stretches them just that little bit.
4 goal involvements in her last 5 for club and country for Lily Woodham. Young Lucy Parry to take the corner. Arsenal fans looking a little glum behind her. Looping delivery, headed back onwards by Clark. Flicked on, will it break for Enderby? No, it won't. Ruben Moy gets rid, but only partially. And that's really good from Mead. And has she set Caldente away here? Looks like she might have. Excellent from Caldente. Had spotted the run of Smith, but it's an over-hit pass. And that's a collector's item, really, when you look at the passing accuracy of a player like Mariona Caldente.
Yeah, it's so unusual to see Mario give the ball away like that. Just saying, Lotte Ruben Moy did so well there defensively. She really needed to step in there, and she did it. And then that pass to Caldente was so good, and it's so unusual to see her give the ball away sloppily like that.
Since Liverpool got level in this game, it's just not clicked for Arsenal in an attacking sense. Here they come now, though. Russo takes on the turn brilliantly and just wide. Arsenal inches away from getting back in front.
So close. And the ball's given away from the goalkeeper there, and you're just expecting this to rattle the net, aren't you? Because she always scores from these places. It's a great ball. It's a great turn from her, isn't it? And I think it's Gemma Evans that gets across and does just about enough.
Better from Arsenal. Cooney cross. Back to her international teammate Catley. Here's Smith. Finds Hines. Ball across is a good one, and it's met and saved by Faye Kirby. Russo with two chances in quick succession. Arsenal knocking on the door.
Good save from Faye Kirby. And they're just finding the spaces out in these wide areas, aren't they, Arsenal? And it's a good first-time ball in. We didn't see enough of that in the first half. Arsenal getting into those spaces and whipping the ball in. Just that front post area where Russo just so clever, just gets across Evans.
Solid save from Kirby. And swinging corner. Here is Taylor Hines. On the corner for Cooney cross, who leaves it behind and allows Evans to clear. Caldente, the furthest Arsenal player back, besides the goalkeeper.
You can see the intentions. And I always wonder, why would you put Mariona Caldente back in a corner, your last player, your last line of defence? But it's for that reason. When it breaks down, she can deliver. And just seeing that save again from Faye Kirby, really important.
Forward by Nagano. Olsen's trying to latch onto that, and Ruben Moy just felt the pressure and felt like she had to knock that out for a throw-in.
Doesn't look happy, does she?
She scares defenders, Bjota Olsen, with her pace.
She's an athlete. She won't stop. She's quick. She's powerful. She's always makes the defenders feel uncomfortable, doesn't she? Because she just won't stop, and it's exactly what Liverpool need.
Here's Enderby. She's got plenty of space and plenty of options as well. Slides it round for Olsen, and it's very good from Fox. Just gets herself in front of the attacker, in between the ball and her, and wins the free kick.
It's clever. Very, very good defending. And you can see how she has to cover across. And just taking a look at that. I mean, Emily Fox is really quick, really clever. But Liverpool are finding those pockets, aren't they? And it's Enderby that just drops in off that back line of Arsenal, and nobody's going with her. Just gives her that time to turn and face.
Russo has Lucy Parry for company. Arsenal moving the ball with a little more fizz and poise. Taylor Hines can't keep it in, though. A little bit too much fizz on that one.
It's good play, though. It's good play from Arsenal. Again, in those wide areas, just moving the ball a little bit more quickly than what they were doing in the first half. And look at those gaps. Look at the gap between the wing back, Parry, and the centre back. Silcock, and that's where they're finding the spaces in there.
Liverpool go long, and there's a look at the action areas in this second half then.
It's much more even, isn't it, on both ends. Looks like there's a little bit more action in the centre there.
With Wubben Moy. Caldente very deep. She played last season for Arsenal quite a lot as a wide forward, Caldente, but she's been used only really as a central player this season for the Gunners, and there's been some criticism of that, whether that's her best position, the best place to use her.
Yeah, I mean, she came from Barca as a winger, as a left winger. She's just excellent. She's just so good at finding in between the lines, probably the best I've ever seen anyway. And then Arsenal needed a 6. She's more like an 8, so she'll go box to box. But you see now Spain are using her as an 8 as well in that midfield.
Chance here for Arsenal though. Mornham nutmegs her opponent, finds Mead. Needs ball across, blocked. Arsenal corner, and they're about to make 3 changes as well, the Gunners. They'll probably wait till after the corner though.
Again, it's a good ball into the channel. A bit lucky with that ball through Woodham's legs, or maybe she meant it. It's good work from Nagano there to get back and put pressure on.
In comes that corner then, and it's met and saved. It was Russo again, another golden opportunity for Alessia Russo, and another solid save from Kirby.
It's that back post again. Liverpool definitely a little bit vulnerable, and Arsenal have definitely done their homework there.
Russo. Smith, dispossessed, hooked out by Silcock. She's made a string of decent saves, Kirby, in this second half.
Yeah, she's certainly doing her job there. One was one of the easier ones, but again, just have to be careful of that back post in those set pieces.
Here come those changes then. McCabe, Blackstenius and Ford all set to come on. 3 international experienced players. Players that would probably get into a lot of WSL starting 11s from the get-go.
100% they would. You know, they're very, very strong players. And McCabe offering that attacking press there. And Caitlin Ford is just such a clinical, efficient, good carrier of the ball.
So Hines is off for McCabe. He'll go in at left back. Beth Mead coming off, replacing her is Caitlin Ford, so we'll see if Ford goes to the right or if Olivia Smith will move over to the right to allow Ford to play on her natural side, the left. And Blackstenius also coming on. Mornham going off for a Swedish forward.
Yeah, and this is where we see Alessia Russo drop into that number 10. You can see Olivia Smith on that right-hand side. So yeah, Caitlin Ford coming onto her left as she normally would.
All those Arsenal changes help unlock this game for Renée Slegers. Russo's had 3 good chances in this second half. Made Kirby work on 2 of them, one of them wide.
And it's just simply just getting the ball into the box, and it's what Arsenal have done a little bit quickly, more quicker definitely in this half, just getting the ball out wide, getting it into the box.
And here's what Blackstenius provides, that ball in behind, similar to Olsen. She's a player that likes to play off the last shoulder of the defender and latches onto through balls using her pace to get there.
she's excellent. She is excellent at that. Really difficult for the defenders to get round her because she's so strong and she times her runs so well, apart from when she's offside, which she has improved.
She scored for Sweden in the international break by Xenius against France in that Nations League third place match. One of the third place matches was a two-legged affair.
Well, this could be the problem for Liverpool, is the changes that Gareth Taylor can afford to make. This is a long 90 minutes for them. They've definitely enjoyed a little bit more possession, but that first half would have taken a bit out of them without the ball. Gareth Taylor doesn't have a huge amount of options there.
Yeah, it must be reiterated just how many key players Liverpool are missing. Long-term injuries to Sophie Roman-Hogg, Herbinger, no Grace Fisk today, no Gemma Bonner, no Kerry Holland. These are all players that would start for Liverpool.
Sam Kerr in midfield, difficult. And the goalkeeper, you know, it's huge. It really is big. So if they get anything from this game, it will be absolutely incredible.
And as things stand, they're set to get a point, which would make it 3 draws in a row for both Liverpool and Arsenal in the WSL as Caldente comes away with it. Russo, ball was behind her though. McCabe, arms aloft, she wants it. Out to Caitlin Ford. Her first chance to run at the defence. Cuts inside well, but shows a little bit too much of it to Capox, holds on to it.
Just Caitlin Ford just holding her width there just makes that big difference. Olivia Smith likes to go inside and she just kind of narrows the space a little bit, and that's fine because that's the way she plays. But Caitlin Ford coming on here, hugging that touch line, just makes that back line of Liverpool stretch a little bit more.
Okay, with the direct throw in into Blackstenius. Back to goal, finds Russo. Cooney cross. Forced backwards to Wooben Moy. Half an hour to play now as Smith's loose touch doesn't let her down. And fired out by Gemma Evans.
Definitely more intent from Arsenal, and just simple things like those quick throws, trying to get on the ball quickly. Just it's quite motivating for the other players as well, just to lift it a little bit, and also very demotivating for the opposition if they are in a low block defending and the ball just keeps coming in waves.
Pull past that from Olivia Smith right out of play, and has Liverpool a bit of respite. Before the Christmas break, Arsenal and René Slegers have FC Twente in the Champions League, then Everton away in the WSL, OH Leuven, and then a League Cup quarter-final versus Crystal Palace. The game's coming thick and fast before Christmas. As for Liverpool, they've got Aston Villa away in the league, West Ham away, and then a League Cup quarter-final versus Chelsea. So they too have quite a busy next couple of weeks.
That's a lot, isn't it, in a short space of time? How many Mondays are there until Christmas? Come on, Flo, don't pretend you're not counting.
It's a brilliant question. Here come Arsenal though. Ford, McCabe, fired out.
Yeah, even the crowd are a little bit livelier. They need it. They need to start putting this possession into successful shots on target. Not enough of that.
First yellow card of the game. It's going to go to Caitlin Ford for a rather heavy challenge on Anna Silcock. She did go steaming in, Ford. She's looking at the referee, suggesting that a card should be the other way, but that's not how Kirsty Dow, the referee, sees it. 3 Mondays before Christmas, Emma Byrne.
It's too late. I needed an answer straight away.
Plenty of time for Christmas shopping still.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it was a coming together here. I think they both just wanted to get on the ball. Silcock did really well, actually, to go in and win it bravely. I'm not sure it's a yellow, though.
That's the only yellow card the referee has shown so far. For Caitlin Ford, who's just come on, and Liverpool have so many players out, they'll not want another injury.
It's a good time to have a breather as well. I mean, they will be trying to hold out here at 1-1. Obviously, if they get a chance, they will be pushing for that. But if this stays at 1-1, it's an absolutely incredible result for Liverpool, considering results they've had here before with a full squad.
Arsenal did the double over Liverpool last season in the WSL, 4-0 at the Emirates last season and 1-0 in the other fixture, the away fixture. Silcock looks like she's going to be okay and wants to come back on as soon as she can. Okay, just a little delayed on her clearance, but Arsenal in possession. Catley finds Ford in the pocket of space. Out it goes to McCabe. Really good ball. McCabe's deep delivery will be kept in just about by Smith. Crowd trying to urge Arsenal on. Here's Russo. Good work from Nagano. Ruben Moy with the delivery. Headed back across by McCabe. Really good header from McCabe at the back stick. Those Arsenal changes have injected a bit of urgency into the game. Smith now, really good ball across the face of goal. Comes back to Ford, who shanks her effort well wide of target.
Yeah, it's much more controlled from Arsenal, isn't it? And it looks like they're nearly like 3 at the back, just pushing Kate McCabe up front. It's actually a decent ball across, asks the question of Faye Kirby, who parries it down into the dangerous area, and Caitlin Ford, she could have had a touch, couldn't she? And she won't want to see that again. But better from Arsenal, look much more controlled.
Liverpool make a change. On comes Sophie Lundgaard, replacing Lucy Parry. Another player that's not really had many minutes this season. Just one WSL appearance ahead of today. She's still coming back from that ACL injury that she picked up in October of last season. Arsenal on the attack. Russo's ball in. Okay, battling for it and losing the battle.
Well, it looks like a straight swap. Lucy Parry and Lundgaard, even though Lundgaard is more of a natural midfielder and Lucy Parry more of a defender, so it's an interesting one.
And Kim Little looks poised to make her Arsenal return back from injury. Cooney Cross, who looks set to come off for Little. Gives it well on the turn. Feeds forward. Ball across, blocked by Clark. Really good defensive work from the Scottish international. Cooney Cross from range, and she scored one from that kind of area against New Zealand for Australia in the international break. That one was quite as quality. And that will be her last action of the game. She comes off for Kim Little. Missed the last 4 games for Arsenal. Their 35-year-old captain, such a key player for them.
Well, you can just hear it, can't you, from the crowd. big cheer for Kim Little. For Kyra Cooney-Cross. But this player, pure world class, pure magic. And he is certainly happy to see her.
Time ticking away in this second half. Here's Lundgaard. Back to Silcock, who seems to have been able to shake off that knock she got.
I'm just looking what Liverpool have done here. They've actually put Capox back in the right wing position and Lundgaard in centrally, which I'm not sure, because I think Arsenal are going to start hitting that left side. You can see Kate McCabe creeping up already, and with Caitlin Ford there, they're very dangerous. It's going to be a really difficult job. Capox.
Slip from Silcock. Caldente. Ford. Who also slipped just before she went to take it, and the ball across will go through to the goalkeeper, and Silcock looks like she might be in a bit of trouble as well. She might have hurt herself with that slip.
Looks like she might have cramp even, which can very likely be the case considering the lack of minutes.
It looks like cramp, which Gareth Taylor will be relieved about. Doesn't need any more injuries.
And sometimes these are very hard to shake off, and it could be a case of making another sub. Considering this is her debut, would that be right, Flo? She certainly hasn't had many minutes, so it's difficult when you're playing against Arsenal. Come into the Emirates, you've only had a few minutes here and there.
Talking of a player that's had very few minutes, Bernabeu is about to come on. Here is the goal that Arsenal scored in the first half, Olivia Smith. And the goal that got Liverpool level from Bjotr Olsen.
It's a great reaction, isn't it?
So Hannah Silcock is going to have to come off, and she's replaced by Alejandra Bernabeu. Signed from Chelsea in the summer after a decent loan spell with the Reds at the end of last season. Has had a muscle injury though, so has not had any WSL minutes this campaign.
Yeah, good player, Bernabeu. The attack-minded defender. Thought she did really well for them last season. Just trying to get her minutes back up, her end game ready.
Comes through for Caitlin Ford rather fortuitously. Russo. Smith screaming for it. Smith with the shot. Blocked by Woodham. Arsenal can't make the numerical advantage tell on that occasion. Fox allowed to travel forward. Out to Smith. Fox to deliver, and behind for an Arsenal corner.
You know, you can just see Liverpool just dropping off, and they're so deep. And it's a really tricky one because we're just inviting Arsenal on. And Arsenal are very good at set pieces.
Caldente. Cross will be collected by Russo. It's cleared by Nagano. Russo wanting to get things going. Arsenal heading for 3 back-to-back draws in the WSL. Smith. Caldente. Good combination. Breaks for McCabe, who caught it pretty sweetly but couldn't keep it down.
Liverpool players are just watching. They're just watching this. They have to get out to this ball. You can see here Arsenal just getting it through. And Nagano just standing off. She needs to go and try and get something on that, because the system they're playing now, 5-4-1, it means they're going to be in their own area a lot, and they're playing so deep, so they have to defend that box really, really well. They cannot afford that time.
But despite being afforded that time, Arsenal haven't been able to capitalise on it. McCabe goes all the way back to Monica Borba. And you can tell how little action Liverpool have had the past 5 minutes or so with that flock of pigeons hanging out in Arsenal's territory. Arsenal free kick.
It's good play from Woodham. She follows right in, deep into midfield to try and not allow the turn.
Blackstenius has it nicked off her toe. McLean back to Clark. Put out by Caldente. Arsenal throw in.
I think Kirsty McLean has done really well today. It's not easy at all playing in that midfield. There's a lot of mileage in there. She's still going.
Catley had spotted the run of Blackstenius. Is she onside? Flag stays down for now, but does go up. And looked like Evans had dealt with it anyway.
It's really good vision though. Played out. Steph Catley pushing right up high, and she is just offside, but it's a great ball from Catley. Lots of space in there. You speak about how low Liverpool are, but in this case probably not low enough, because there's no pressure on the ball. Huge spaces.
Final quarter of an hour. Can either one of these sides find a winner? Arsenal looking to get back to winning ways after 2 draws in their last 2 WSL games. And Liverpool still looking for their first win under Gareth Taylor, their first win of this WSL campaign.
Well, this would feel like a win, wouldn't it? No draw, but a draw away to an Arsenal, Chelsea, City. Huge result.
Fox trying to drive Arsenal forward. Back to the other fullback, McCabe, round the corner for Ford, but it's well trapped and cleared by Capox.
Well, we usually talk about Gareth Taylor's side and how, you know, they enjoy the ball, how good he has them playing. Now we're looking at his side and how good he has them defending, because you look at a Capox, who I never ever would have put in a wing-back position. I never would have thought that would have been her position, and there she is, looking good in that position.
Thanks kindly for Russo. Here's Kim Little. Fox drops the shoulder, and that was a bit of a desperate attempt really in the end.
Well, Arsenal do have to be patient. They still have time here, and in these moments Fox does really well. It's not the right option. You can see a run across from Russo. Can they find her? Can they just slip that through the gaps? Keep moving the ball, keep moving, dragging players out.
Russo, Nagano tight to the England forward. Can Smith produce another moment of magic like she did in the first half to sink her former side? McCabe. Cleared by Clark. It's all Arsenal now. And Clark followed Caldente all the way. Nervous moments for Renee Slagers. She's under a lot of scrutiny with Arsenal in the position they are in the table. Over the top for Smith. Proactive touch into the box. And the ball across is wayward, to say the least. McCabe now, also with a wayward cross, here's Bernabei. Good work from Enderby. And she wins the free kick against Kim Little as well. She's been really good, Mia Enderby, this game.
Been excellent. Again, a difficult position she has to play wide of that midfield because her defensive role has increased and definitely wouldn't be what you would consider her strength, but she's been excellent, and winning that free kick is so vital.
It's her 40th WSL appearance for Liverpool. She's still a young player as well, so that's impressive. Was representing England under 23s in the international break. Ford pokes it forward for McKay, booted out by Clark. Finds Enderby, who flicks it beautifully onto Bernabei. And the Spaniards' forward pass will easily be mopped up by the goalkeeper.
Disappointing from Bernabei. Really needs to try and keep possession there, and you can see Enderby wants it, but perhaps doesn't have the legs to get it in the channel there. Just keep the ball, even if you have to recycle it. It's all about getting the minutes down now for Liverpool and managing the game.
And the minutes are trickling away. Approaching the final 10 minutes. Kim Little tries that little trademark spin. Fox, Arsenal frustrated. Liverpool resilient. Blackstenius now, through on goal! Blocked by Kirby, and the flag up against the Swedish forward.
Remember when I said about the clever runs flow? Well, this would be what I would be talking to Blackstenius about her runs, because we've seen it so many times from her in previous seasons. Can she get better at that? And perhaps over-enthusiastic to get in behind today.
Yep, caught offside again. That over-the-top ball is an option, and here she is now, Blackstenius. Through on goal, past the goalkeeper, Evans is back, and brilliant block from the defender. That could be enough to seal the point for Liverpool.
Wow. Just wow. What a recovery from the player who initially handed it to Blackstenius on a plate. Evans, just an outstretched leg, not anywhere near enough on it. And that's what it gives you. It gives your team confidence. Can they hold on into the 80th plus minute? You're just expecting Blackstenius to put that away. Does the right thing, but doesn't realise that Evans has made up that space. What a tackle from her. What a recovery run.
And now come Liverpool. Olsen, touch takes her wide. Ruben Moy is there. Out of nowhere. Liverpool with some opportunities. Ball across, decent one. Out by Smith. Game's becoming stretched. Bernabei, back to Nagano. Arsenal with some defending to do now.
You just don't feel that Arsenal are very secure at the back whenever Liverpool get on the ball and do get up there, and it's not often, but they still look threatening. And it's these moments, we've seen it before, haven't we, where Arsenal have not taken their chances and then concede silly goals. And you can definitely get the sense that Arsenal are a little bit afraid of that.
Dodgy moments at the back from Liverpool, but they get away with it. Capox, past McCabe. Arsenal have it again.
There are definitely some tired legs in that back line for Liverpool, aren't there?
Blackstenius onside this time. Up against Evans again and again. The Welsh centre-half gets the better of it.
She's been excellent, hasn't she, Evans? Just come into the game, really. And she is left vulnerable back there in 1v1 situations. Look at the spaces in that back line. Evans does so well to get back. Just put Blackstenius off.
She's had opportunities, Stina Blackstenius, since coming on. But like Russo, who's also had a couple of good chances at the start of this second half, she hasn't been able to take them. Smith, isolated. Back to Fox.
I'm really surprised to see, you know, Arsenal not trying to change it. They're not getting any success.
That's a brilliant forward pass from Kim Little. Out to Russo now. Her ball across. Shanked away by Jenna Clark. Arsenal corner.
Well, I was just about to say about getting success through that middle area where they've got Mariona Caldente and Kim Little, and then it just all opened up for them in there.
The crowd really behind Arsenal, trying to urge them on. Can they find the winner late on? McCabe poised to deliver. In it comes. Kirby didn't get it. Who did it come off last? A Liverpool player. Another corner for Arsenal.
This is where you want your goalkeeper to come out and command, take control. And even if it is just getting anything on it, punching it, getting distance.
Taken short, Caldente. Back to McCabe. Floats it towards the back post. And there is Ford, but she can't find the touch. And it's a goal kick.
Really nervy moments, really nervy. And you definitely don't want Katie McCabe, the edge of the box, on her left foot. Dangerous ball again, that back post area. But it's Olsen who gets in the way. What a game she's had.
Set to be a frantic final 5 minutes. Russo wins the header. Flick on falls to Capox. Lundgaard pokes it out of play.
Boom! Boom! We got to mix it out. It's a fucking push in the back.
You can hear the Liverpool coach complaining about the push in the back from Alessia Russo, and I thought the same when I initially saw it.
Enderby. It's Liverpool coming forward now. Lundgaard slides it into Olsen, and who won't get there ahead of Annika Borba. Caldente takes it on the turn. Slides it out to Fox. Liverpool playing a high line here. Exploited by Arsenal as Blackstenius is in behind. Can she find the target? Yes, she can! And Stina Blackstenius gets Arsenal back in front. She's had a number of chances, she couldn't take them, but that was taken brilliantly, and the Emirates erupts. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1.
Great goal. Great timing from Blackstenius. And you said it, Flo, look at how high Liverpool are playing without any pressure whatsoever on the ball. Look at the distance between the forward and the back line. That cannot happen. Arsenal saw it. This is the player that's going to exploit it. Manages to take it down, and what a finish from her left foot. That is what she does. She's able to connect with those balls so well, just get them under control. Is it a handball?
I think some Liverpool fans and the Liverpool staff might be asking that very question, Emma Byrne.
Looks like it does come off her arm, doesn't it?
We do not have VAR, of course, in the Women's Super League, so it won't be checked. Arsenal lead. Arsenal managed to find the breakthrough. It's looking like it might not come.
Well, it looks like Liverpool have run out of steam, doesn't it? Haven't been able to make many changes, just the one. Just the two, pardon. It's difficult. That midfield, tired legs.
Free kick for Liverpool. And that goal takes Barclays' tally in the WSL to 5.
She can be so quiet, can't she, in the game, and then just pops up, and they rely on her.
And there is her touch, Matt. So not too many touches, but touches in the right areas.
Yeah, I think it was that one on the edge of the box that was the most important one.
Arsenal look like they might have done just enough, and here is Barclays again. This time she is offside again. Free kick Liverpool. Liverpool, though, playing that high line, Emma Burnham, you're shaking your head. Was that a wise move at the end of the game?
It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. They've been playing so deep. And even this, even that, you know, when there's no pressure on the ball, unless you've got really quick defenders, you drop.
And she was onside there.
Yes, exactly, in her own half. It's like, I'm not sure the reasoning behind that, because Liverpool don't have very, very quick defenders, and those defenders look tired.
7 minutes of injury time then on the end of the 90. And look, this game's not done. Liverpool could pop up again with the leveller. They did in the first half. It didn't look like threatening at all, and then suddenly Olsen was through, and she was clinical. McKay wins the free kick.
I mean, either way, if it does turn out 2-1, Liverpool have got to take, you know, a little bit of motivation from this game.
And Gareth Taylor with a final roll of the dice then. Looks like Jan Kiernan's about to come on. An attacking player, of course. He was the top goal scorer for Liverpool when they won the WSL 2 back in 2022. Here's Annika Borber. A little late with the pass out, and it's a bit of a hairy moment for the debutant.
There's good pressure from Olsen. Leanne Kiernan coming on, just bringing that pace. She's very, very quick, and it's Kirsty McLean coming off. So they're going to change. They're changing the formation. I imagine they'll go 2 up front. We go 4-4-2.
Hasn't had too many minutes, Kiernan, this season for Liverpool. Not fancied under Gareth Taylor. Also has been hit by injuries as well.
Yeah, she's been injured a lot.
This will be a yellow card for Jenna Clark for the foul on Caitlin Ford, a professional foul just to stop the counter. Liverpool fans will be feeling a little hard done by, really. They held Arsenal for much of the game with a squad that's missing so many key players. Just couldn't hold on.
Well, certainly if they look back on the goal, it does look like it came off Blackstenius's arm, but realistically, Arsenal have definitely created the more chances, and definitely, you know, the XG would be in their favour.
Liverpool's last win in the WSL was the 19th of April against Brighton. It's been a long time since the Liverpool fans have celebrated 3 points. Capox around the corner for the sub, Kiernan. All across, dug out, but too close to Annika Borber, who will hug it close to her.
Liverpool haven't changed. They've just put Leanne Kernan on this right-hand side. They still have 5 at the back. I thought they might try and push on.
There's the goal scorer, Blackstenius. And Arsenal will just be desperate for the final whistle now. This could be a really important 3 points for them, get them back to winning ways in the WSL, but they need to push on from here, they really do.
Yeah, they do, and you know, there's no easy game in the WSL, but this is a game they certainly would have expected to win, and I think just the changes alone just explain everything there. Bringing on Kate McKay, bringing on Caitlin Ford, I mean, that's your strong team, and they're certainly finishing strong.
This would take them above Manchester United into the European places in 3rd. United play tomorrow, of course, with their game in hand. This would also take Arsenal 5 points behind leaders Manchester City, who also have a game in hand when they play tomorrow.
It's great to see Kim Little back, though. She's so important. You mentioned already Leah Williamson on the bench, extremely important as well. So it does, these things matter in the season. Injuries matter, and it's all about the team who can keep their best team fit at the right times in the season.
Here's Enderby, got the assists for the Olsen goal with a really nice through ball up to Kiernan, surrounded by red shirts. Cleared by McCabe. Anyway, will do now for Arsenal, who are making a defensive change. On comes Laia Codina. On for Olivia Smith, who got the scoring underway in the first half with a brilliant individual goal.
A great goal, great take. Just got a tiny deflection there just to take it away as well from Faye Kirby, but that is what Olivia Smith gives you. And Arsenal, Renee Slager's bringing on Laia Codina just to strengthen that defence there, which is all credit to Liverpool, of course.
Out by Wubben Moy. Is there one last chance for Liverpool to try and snatch something from this? Clark back to Evans, who's made some really brilliant defensive tackles in this game. Forward it goes, and Capox can't bring it into her stride. Jenna Clark will get there ahead of Ford. Centre-back goes back to Lundgaard. Capox can't find a way through the red wall. Jenna Clark looks like she's going to launch this into the penalty area. No, back she goes. 30 seconds remaining. Woodham. Enderby. Running away from Arsenal defenders, and now Caitlin Ford, if she's sensible, will make sure that they hold on to the ball here, Arsenal. Caldente. That's the pace on Nagano. And waits for reinforcements.
Liverpool just really needed to get it into the box there, didn't they?
And there is the full-time whistle. Renee Slagers with a sigh of relief. Arsenal back to winning ways. Stina Blackstenius with the late goal to get all 3 points for Arsenal after the first half, which saw Olivia Smith score on the 16th minute. Brilliant individual goal. Jota Olsen equalising for Liverpool, but Blackstenius' 87th minute getting all 3 points for the Gunners. Really important win for them here at the Emirates Stadium. For Liverpool, it's another game without a win. Rock bottom of the WSL table. Full-time score here at the Emirates Stadium. It's Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1.
Emma Byrne, how much did Arsenal need that?
Massively.
you could feel the tension, couldn't you, when it was 1-1 and the game was drifting away from them a little bit. But it's so important that they stay up there, that they stay in contention for the title, and more importantly for me is in that top 3 for Champions League. Really, really important, and that's a massive win for them. At the end of the game, reflecting on the game, it's a massive win, but probably should have been more comfortable throughout.
As for Liverpool, they are still rock bottom of the WSL table. They came close to getting a point against Arsenal like they did against Chelsea last time out, but Gareth Taylor, without so many key players, just couldn't eke out enough from the squad today. And there's the full-time match stats then. As you can see, Arsenal did dominate the attacking opportunities. 2.08 XG to Liverpool's 0.17. Highlights then. Arsenal got going from the get-go. Ruben Moy crashing a header against the woodwork early on.
That was close, wasn't it? Looking back again, that back post area, and then this individual brilliance from Olivia Smith. And if anyone was going to score today, you're expecting her to pop up. It's always extra motivated when you're playing against your former team.
Did so well to ride the challenges. And the bounce just causing Faye Kirby to not be able to reach it.
It did get a slight deflection as well, so in fairness to Faye Kirby, it just took it away from her even more.
Liverpool, though, got level with their first opportunity of the game, and it's their star Swedish striker, Bjota Olsen.
Yes, a lovely run from her. Just blindside run off the back of Kyra Cooney cross. Excellent movement and an excellent finish, just bringing it, dragging it across the Arsenal goalkeeper, Borba. He'll be a little bit disappointed.
Arsenal had opportunities in the second half. Russo with 2 or 3 really good ones. It's perhaps the best one, forcing a save from Faye Kirby.
Yeah, again, and set pieces were a problem for Liverpool, weren't they? Again, that back post. And Faye Kirby had to come into action here, and as she did on many occasions.
Blackstenius latched on a miss-hit back pass from Gemma Evans, but the Welsh centre-back managed to get back and prevent Blackstenius finding the net.
I won't get tired watching that. That's a brilliant, brilliant recovery tackle from Evans.
But Emily Fox then managed to find Blackstenius in behind, whose initial touch slowed her down, but she found the top corner. Arsenal with their own spectacular Swedish striker getting them back in front.
She's so good at that, just pulling off the back shoulder, and it's a great ball from Emily Fox. Fantastic goal. We're not going to talk about that handball because it ended up being the winner.
It's a brilliant strike, though. Renee Slagers will be quietly happy that they've got the 3 points, although the performance still leaves much to be desired. Emma Byrne?
Yeah, I would say so. There'll always be pressure. If you're a manager at this club, you've got big boots to fill, and there'll always be expectations, so there'll always be pressure. But yes, I totally agree that Arsenal will reflect in this game and think they need to do better, and they can do better.
Alessia Russo, a little unlucky not to be on the score. She's been in great form for Arsenal and England of late. The Arsenal fans can celebrate in the stands. Really important win for the Gunners. And we'll see how important it is as well after the results tomorrow. All the other WSL teams in action on Sunday. Another big plus for the Gunners as well. Leah Williamson back in the squad. No minutes for her this afternoon, but if she's in the squad. She is fit, and we will see her, I suspect, before Christmas.
Yeah, probably wasn't the game today to bring her in, but they will definitely be looking to get her on the pitch.
So Arsenal have beaten Liverpool by 2-1. Tomorrow, there's 4 midday kickoffs. Leicester City host league leaders Manchester City. Newly promoted London City Lionesses are at home to Brighton and Hove Albion. Manchester United are home to West Ham. Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa. And reigning champions Chelsea on the 2:30 kickoff are against Everton at Kings Meadow. Here's how the WSL table looks then. So Arsenal have moved up into 3rd place ahead of Manchester United. But Arsenal are still 5 points off leaders Manchester City, who play their game in hand tomorrow. So it's looking very much like Manchester City and Chelsea will be the 2 that are vying for the top spot this season. And as for the bottom of the table, well, Liverpool yet to get 3 points this WSL campaign. Only 2 points on the board, below that dotted line, and level on games with those above them as well now.
Once again, full time here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. Don't forget the Arsenal in Champions League action at Meadow Park Tuesday night against FC 20 on the 9th of December. 8 o'clock kickoff. Make sure to get your tickets on arsenal.com.
Coming up, some post-match reaction with Beate Olsen.
And the men's team are back in Premier League action next Saturday, the 13th of December.
Beate, commiserations on the result today. How do you kind of sum up that game?
Well, we're not really happy, I think, with losing in the end, because I felt that we followed our game plan in a lot of ways, and we fought so hard, our whole back line, and a bit more inexperienced players, but we all do so well. And I think in our ways we deserved a point because we did everything we wanted to.
They started on the front foot, but once you got your equaliser, you seem to really come back into the game and gather yourselves. Does that show the character of this team?
Absolutely. I think we went to every game thinking that we have points to take, and in a game like this, we always believe that we can come back. Obviously, we didn't give ourselves enough time in the end. And maybe we had some few chances we should have put in the net before that. But I agree with you. I think we show some character whenever we go down.
You made a bit of Barclays WSL history today, scoring 4 in your first 5 starts. So that's quite a record, scoring at the Emirates as well. What is behind this hot run of form that you have?
Oh, that's nice. I don't know. I feel like it's my job. I know I can score, and I'm quite confident in that. So if I just figure out where to be in the box, I know that people find me. I think Mia did an incredible job finding me today with that high-pressure moment. And I'm quite confident right now with that I can score. But that's nice. I didn't know that.
You seem to really be building something. I know the results haven't quite becoming yet, but draw with Chelsea, taking Arsenal all the way here. Does that feel like those points will start coming at some point?
Absolutely. I think so. I think this shows that we got a lot more to do and a lot more to take in this league. We obviously didn't get the start we wanted, but from now on I think that we have a lot of points to take.
And finally, it's a quick turnaround to Villa on Thursday. I guess it's just about recovery now.
Yeah, absolutely. Recover, but we're ready.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
That's it from our coverage here at the Emirates Stadium then. Arsenal beating Liverpool by 2-1. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, goodbye for now.